Chapter 65. The three composers from Hoemsnes are planning a new trip to the Mega Music Festival in Krakow, Poland. Freeman, Walter, and Joran, the three composers who had enjoyed great success during their street performance at Hoemsnes in Oslo some time ago, decided to repeat the feat. The performance had brought in quite a lot of cash in the hat, enough to cover travel and accommodation for the major music festival in Magdeburg, Germany. A dean from the Church of Norway had joined them. He had performed miracles at Oslo Airport Gardermoen after their return, had miraculously arranged food for everyone, as well as money for the train back to Oslo. The dean absolutely had to come along this time too, preferably as the person responsible for finances. All four gathered at the coffee bar in Pilestredet in central Oslo. The day's main task was to create a memorable street concert at Hoemsnes, and then plan the trip. A proposal had come in to choose Krakow in Poland this time. A mega music festival had been announced there for the summer. It was selected as the top priority. In addition, it was cheap to fly from Norway to Poland. But all of this would be planned after the concert at the Square, the well-known Hoemsnes in Oslo. As for instruments and sound equipment, Joran had arranged things simply by setting up a fancy sound system out in the square and borrowing electricity from Oslo District Court after an extensive prior agreement. They managed well with an assortment consisting of an acoustic guitar, a small sample keyboard, a double bass, and a few selected cymbals for the dean. Walter played the keys, Joran the guitar, Freeman the double bass, and the dean the cymbals. A standard band quartet, but with an acoustic touch. The concert kicked off with several powerful cymbal crashes from the dean. It was like hearing church bells on a Sunday morning. People gathered around everywhere. And right in the middle of the sweeping opening overture from the musical Strike Up the Band by George Gershwin, the area was packed. People began giving money. And it seemed attractive to come forward with banknotes and put them in the hat. This time, however, the hat had been replaced with a 25-liter bucket that Joran usually used to make his own red wine. There was still red wine stains along the top rim of the bucket, but no one in the band was ashamed of that. They were planning to have a glass or five after the concert. Even the dean from the Church of Norway was looking forward to it. They continued with cheerful melodies from well-known revues and musicals. The audience thoroughly enjoyed themselves and sang loudly along. It should be mentioned that Freeman had been appointed lead vocalist with his powerful, rusty, rather rock-like voice. It appealed to the motley crowd. The bucket was full of money when they announced the final song, Farewell My Darling, from the well-known Hollywood film The Missing Point. Freeman sang with such pathos and involvement that the elderly ladies in the very front began to cry. And more money was placed in the bucket. They thanked the audience and began packing up their equipment. The dean from the Church of Norway was given the task of carrying the heavy bucket of money. 4 beers. 5 vodka shots, Freeman declared when they had settled comfortably into the popular steakhouse on Karl Johans Gate in Oslo, the capital's main street. A loud toast echoed through the restaurant. And everyone celebrated the day with praise and laughter. Then came the question from the dean of the Church of Norway. Why did you order 5 vodka shots, Freeman? That one's meant for you, my friend, Freeman replied. But you have to count all the money first before you swallow it. Otherwise things might get messy with the finances here. They finally got started planning for the big mega music festival in Krakow. Everyone agreed it was a good choice. A number of world stars were on the program, and there was also an arrangement for a kind of spiritual seminar similar to the one in Magdeburg, where well-known atheists met with people of faith and religious affiliation. This had become particularly popular during the Magdeburg festival, and the organizers had picked it up and included it in the festival's program. They did not get far in the planning before the dean from the Church of Norway was completely drunk. They decided to take away his financial responsibilities and put a lid on the bucket of money. It was best that Walter take on that responsibility, since he was already loaded with money.